2019! New year, new me, am I right? There's not supposed to be this much music out already. It's too much news. I gotta get pumped! Need more Monster. I got too much news to cover. Oh God. I'm drowning in news. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that running in the background for a little bit. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I competing at all with the, you know what, I should just check myself. Oh God. Oh God. What happened? What happened to the music? The music died. Oh no. Oh God. I put in earbuds. Oh, it's back. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh God. Too much fucking news, bro. Welcome to VKH Live. I will switch over and we'll get started in just a second. I did not break shit. I don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna be clipped out. You're not gonna see it. Yep. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. Cool, guys. Well, welcome everyone to VKH Live. All right. What's up, y'all? My eagle eyes and Sonic ears miss nothing. Okay. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog, Delta Sonic in the chat. Are you guys pumped? Are you guys pumped for January? Are you guys pumped? Dude, there's so much music coming out. You know what? I don't actually I think I'm too washed out, aren't I? If I make it darker, an even darker boy, is that more or less acceptable? Oh, I don't know. That's okay. This is good for right now. Couple quick announcements right off the bat. Let's see. I'm seeing some weirdness on my side. Let's conclude that and get back to this. Okay, that's better. Cool. Sorry guys, I'm in the process of upgrading my whole setup, and you know how that goes. So, quick announcement, I'm gonna do an after hours tonight, and lock down a lot of this stuff. Gonna try and do call-ins, set up call-ins tonight. I think tonight's the night, otherwise we're just gonna talk about whatever. But we got a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. How's everyone in chat doing? Do you guys want the music running in the background or not? Man, we have a lot to cover. It's more like, I don't know if it's all due to January or if it's like a combination of like December and January, but I've just had article after article after article to pump out. I guess the actual total amount of releases in January is not crazy. But there are some very significant ones in here. And just a bunch of stuff that came out in December, and I think March is like the big one that we're getting a lot of announcements for right now, but January definitely has, it packs a punch. It does a lot with a little. It's okay, I guess. The music. This is, I'll transition it out in a second because I'm not used to this yet, personally, but I guess there's not a better way to transition it out. Stop. There, I just stopped it. That's my dope transition. Okay, so let's dig into this. So in the description, for those of you watching, I guess it would help if I shared the browser, huh? Right here. And so yeah, so this is our January 2019 releases list. Like I was saying, it packs a bit of a punch that I like picked out here, that I put in here. It's not a huge amount, but it is kind of significant. And all the news that's coming out this month is what's insane for me, right? Very substantive releases, I suppose. Substantive. Yeah. So we'll just jump into it. Let's jump into it, guys. A bunch of stuff come out. Technically, some of it's either hit the some of it hasn't hit the internet, or like maybe delivered on time, or delivered if you had to order it overseas, maybe it hasn't delivered yet for some of these. But yeah, so Doggin, the Parallel World Orchestra, put out a best of album in 3 different types. It's called Doggin the Super Best. This is a band I definitely need to catch up on, so I'm actually kind of quite interested in a best of album. So I know. Yeah. So these are the 3 different types. Jesus, are we back? Is we back? Are we back? Maybe. Yeah, I think we're back. I believe we're back. Sorry. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I think a wire either came loose, or my internet skipped, or YouTube's been really slow today. So it's just something. Anyways, I don't know how that's going to come out in the recording. So maybe let me just check real quick and make sure it didn't start another stream. It shouldn't have, because I don't do that anymore. I don't do that. I don't mess with that shit. So, okay. Well, yeah. Okay, we're good. Let me just start over, and I may just clip that out depending on how silly this all looks in recording. But not too much to do. Just start over with a quick welcome and everything. So welcome to VKH Live. I'm your host, Jeff DeWitt, and we are doing January 2019 releases. We got like a nice handful of releases, a ton of news for the upcoming months. But for this month, it's a medium-sized handful, but like a lot of notable releases. So we're just gonna dive into it right now. This has been a flawless stream so far. If you're watching in the future, nothing crazy happened. Don't even worry about it. What up? What up, chat? Fancy seeing you here for the very first time. Definitely no issues or anything like that on my end. So, okay, let's go ahead and get the screen showing up here. Where are you? Browser share. Okay. Well, that is dumb. It looks like my... Wait, no, not... Yeah, browser share. Add the scene. Add the browser share. Okay, well... Yeah, so quick backstory on the non-flawless part when my software crashed, or when the internet did weird things. I had to restart my software, my stream software, and it crashed like multiple times starting up. So it's you know, it's one of those. It's just one of those days. And I want, so I'm just adding it back in right now. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That one. There we go. Yeah, well, that's very big. We want it small. Bam. Bam. Bada bing. Bada boom. Here we go. Totally flawless. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to be... the article I'm referring to is this one right here, which is our January 2019 releases list. You can check it in the description. Yeah, I've got a bunch of artists to go through, a bunch of releases. Again, one more time, we are going to do a VKH Live After Hours at some point after this stream is over. So, but for now, let's dive into this. So, Dog in the PWO had a best of album come out on the 1st called Dog in the Super Best. And what I had said previously, I'll just repeat myself, is Shiro, our news reporter, our news writer Shiro has strongly recommended Dog in the PWO to me. I've watched a few of their PVs. I will just say on my end, I don't have a lot to add to anything related to their releases until I catch up on them. And a best album sounds like a really cool way to do that. So I may get this. That's a lot of tracks. Well, what if I hate it? That's my devil's advocate. So, but I'm just kidding. I'm sure they're great. But at some point, we are going to do a pet case stream where it's going to be me and Shiro. It's going to be Devil Kitty and Dog in the PWO are the bands we're going to talk about, and Shiro is going to have lots of kittens. They're going to make their YouTube live stream debuts. So, yeah, that's that. Just realized I don't need these now that I'm not doing the background music anymore. So, yeah, look forward to that at some point in the future. Still trying to nail down a date, but in the meantime, be aware if you're a dog fan. Or if you want to buy a present for somebody, I guess, and get them into dog big 3 type best of album. I believe they're scaled down. Like this is 10th anniversary edition. I want to say it's like yeah, like this one's a little bit smaller, and this one's even smaller. So that one comes with a CD. Two CDs, and then the last one it's like a full cajillion and a half tracks. So that's always cool. Yeah. So that's talk. Next up, so we put this out today. I just wanted to comment on it because I love it. So Reiten Ichigram no Gosan, they've recently announced a new single that's coming out in the near future. Like a few, well, I guess near future, like a few months ahead of time, I want to say, off the top of my head. But I had to make another post today because they put out a new PV for Texas, which it's a track on their best album that they've released called Heisei Gosan Taizen type, and there's a type A and a type B. Same track list. It's just the DVD comes with a couple PVs, a couple very popular PVs you'll see here, and some live footage from a one-man performance. But I need to pull. I thought I had the PV up here in the article. My bad, guys. Give me 1 second. But I'll talk about the PV while I throw that in here real quick, actually. But yeah, so as someone who very much enjoys Reiten Ichigram no Gosan's music, I was a little bummed out that it's not really available. This best of album is not really available for like, I guess, international purchase in any real way. Reiten Ichigram no Gosan themselves are very behind, I'll put it that way, when it comes to Spotify and Apple Music. There's only, I want to say there's only like 3 singles from like back in 2015 up on their streaming services, but yeah, and so it would have been nice to at least get it on CD Japan. I don't see that option, but I included links to Tower Records for people who are able to buy it that way. But this seems like a cool compilation album. I hope we get it on CD Japan at some point in the future. And I can't wait to talk about this PV. First of all, let's take a look at this look. Now we know what the look was for. This is not actually the look for their upcoming single, I don't think, unless they're going to just keep it. Yeah, okay, here we are. Now I can throw in the PV like it's supposed to be there. But yeah, great. You know, I love the the irony of what's going on here, because as you'll see if you check out this PV, this Texas PV, Texas. Oh, it's Barnyard K. Yep. I called it too. I called it, I think on Facebook or something. That it's like, I think Devin commented on an article, one of the articles, because we use the same look for both because it's their latest look. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if you know, there were barnyard sounds or like like Western stuff. And he starts off by shouting "Ole!" or ore, you know, because of English. I'm pretty sure it's ore. Definitely says Texas multiple times. I've been dying the entire time watching this PV. I'll pull it up and we can like look at a couple clips of it in a second. But I just love it's got like this very Spanish like what do you call it? Bull what do you call it? Bull taunter? Bull riding? Is it just bull riding or bull running kind of vibe to it, like with like some like Spanish piano music in the background and like you know, some I forget what all this stuff is called, man. I'm on the spot all of a sudden for is it, I should know this. I live in like a Latin culture heavy city. Anyways, the little clapper things that the dancer ladies do down in Mexico and Spain. You hear those in the background. That was like the whitest description of it ever. I'm gonna own that. You know, represent. But I just think it's hilarious that it's like it's all centered around bull taming and like bull riding, and then he's just wearing a cow costume. I guess that's like the, you know, maybe they were on a budget and they needed it ASAP. But it's just very lots of clapping and ridiculousess. There's guns. I'm just gonna do the one part out of context here. I think it should be fine. It's not even music. Where are we at? Can you guys hear that? I suppose I should make sure it's. So go check that out. That's the only context I'm gonna give you. It's fucking hysterical. Isn't a bull a cow though? I don't know. Technically, yes, but colloquially, I don't know. Is it? You know, I think it is just bullfighting. Okay, bullfighting. Yeah. So that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff right there. So at least check it out. It's a new song. It's a full PV. They made it available for everyone. Hopefully they make this compilation album more available because it would be good. They put out hella singles lately. So, all right. Next up we have Island. So this is the current look that Island is rocking. Gotta say, still pretty amazed that they've built a career off of this pun name that they've done. You know, he's been able to keep a straight face this entire time. It's quite impressive with the eye, with the eye and violin, and eyes like, you know, Japanese, and yeah. So well done for building a pun career to Island. But the single is called Orpheus. It came out on the 9th. And I actually peeped the PV for this, and it's very, very good. Compared to their last PV, or their previous releases, which I'm kind of 50-50 on. Just in terms of, it sounds gorgeous, but at the same time, it's also a little, I don't know how just it's missing like the kick that you get from bands like Matinru Opera and Versailles. This one, they kind of leaned into like the elegance of the violin and like the orchestral sounds. It sounds like so hard that it's like it really kind of gets your attention from the start. So they are so aesthetically gorgeous. Yes, I agree, Lauren. They have an excellent look. They've definitely nailed that. But yeah, that description of Island that I just gave probably maybe doesn't apply as of, I guess, maybe like Stardust Crystal. I still have to go through the non-PV tracks for Stardust Crystal. I have them on, in the backlog to check out. But last time I checked in with them was, or we checked in with them collectively on VKH Breakdown, I think, was for... they had put out Arknight and then Tear in the Rain, I believe, and maybe From Here. So that's what we were going off of, and it was nice. It was just, we were waiting for more, something with more kick or more depth, and I think we got it with Orpheus. But I'll need to listen to it a few more times, but I would check that out. There's a PV. It's a good looking PV. It's a great sounding song. So yeah. Okay, next up, also on the 9th, ACME. Now, ACME actually has a lot of news. God, a lot. First of all, cool look. I like the look. Secondly, so they put out a new single. That was the release. It's called Last Prize or Last One Show, depending on which way you translate it. I think I'm going with Last Prize for the most part. Except for that there. Maybe I can maybe I should fix that real quick. Whoopsie daisy. It's actually, like, on the cover here, it's actually Last One Show, but in the translations and things like that we've seen and that seem to be proper, it's coming through as Last Prize. In addition, the PV title is also Last Prize. So I like Last Prize. So I say we go with Last Prize. What do you think? But yeah, so I've watched the PV once, and I have been holding off on listening to the single because I will be doing a stream on ACME in the near future. And in addition to that, I will be, I think in a separate stream, maybe just right after the ACME stream, be doing really short listening party for the single, I think. We did a listening party for, there we go. See, like nothing happened. Don't tell anyone. We did a listening party for their first full album, Zeshooka. Phenomenal album. ACME has really come together over the course of, I mean, at that point they'd been together for a year back in August. Now we're at like a year and a half, I guess. Solid band. They are embodying every aspect of post-hardcore music, I would say. And they which means they can keep things cheery and poppy and, experiment with a lot of different elements, and then they can get hardcore and badass when they need to. And they're just like Zeshooka was amazing. So, and now that all of their stuff is up on streaming services, we're going to be able to see, we can all actually go back and listen to like even more stuff. Like they put Rotten Orange up, they put the what's it called, Magurai Chainsaw something, like their first mini album. They put, or their second mini album, I guess, or their first single. They put the Chainsaw one up, and they put up Senko, and then of course their full albums, and now Last Prize. So keep an eye out for those streams. They're just most of the streams I think this month are just going to be ready when they're ready. I'm not going to do any false starts and stuff like that. I'm just going to have a pretty crazy schedule, so I'm just going to make sure that I have the streams ready, and then after I have them ready, I'll schedule them for a few days out so everyone knows, and then we go from there. So but just throwing it out there since we're talking about January stuff. So yeah. In addition, they did put out a live DVD, or they're going to, I should say. Nobody was reporting this, so I'm not sure what happened with that. I'm not sure how low-key this is. It might be a little low-key because it comes out February 13th, but if you go to CD Japan here, only 3 initially supplied, so there's just 3 of them sitting there, and then I don't know if they're gonna get more, or maybe it'll be available at the con, but yeah, just gonna throw that out there. I dropped that to the patrons as a hot tip in case they wanted to get the DVD before it sells out, and I'll drop the hot tip now to you guys as well, for now that the article's out, for anyone that might want to get the DVD. Might have limited quantities. Yeah, just saying. And then even on top of that, ACME still had more news. They announced VIP tickets. VIP passes for their special US debut at Anime Milwaukee. They're called the EMCA special passes. You'll notice that's ACME spelled backwards. They are... Oh, maybe I should... Can you guys see that? They're $80. You get a special design pass, priority entry to their events, meet and greet photo session before the concert, limited edition poster. This is something you need on top of your ticket, your Anime Milwaukee ticket. I'm sure there's other things as well. Badge, I should say, not ticket, because anime convention. So yeah, tons of ACME news, guys. So yeah, this dropped on the 9th, in addition to all, the island, and let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, which is Gotcha. This is one we need to circle back to. This is one I need to do a stream on. I love this band. I need to catch up on this band. So Gotcha has released a mini album called Gorilla, and there is a PV track. A full PV has been released, which I'm excited to see, because Gotcha for a really long time did not upload their full PVs, and their full PVs are well shot and pleasant and awesome. So you guys need to check out Gotcha if you haven't. If for those of you that are a bit newer to VKH, maybe as of like the last, I guess technically a full year at this point. I think was the last time we touched on Gotcha was about a year ago on a podcast episode. They're awesome. So this band, just real quick, I'll do a stream in the future probably, but the vocalist is Jui. He's the ex-vocalist of Vidal, however you say it, Vidoll, Vidal. The pseudo kind of gothic kind of band, I guess, from back in the day. Very beloved band. And then after they disbanded, he went on and started Gotcha. The guitarist is Jun. June has been in a variety of things, including Spiv State. Well, he's Spiv States, by the way, for those of you that like Spiv States, I guess. Or he's part of Spiv States. Spiv States isn't my thing. We clown on James and I back in the day when he was still around. We would bully Spiv States together. So that's gonna make chat mad because I know there's some people in chat that like Spiv States. But we would make fun of. We would troll on Spiv. We would dab on Spiv States quite often in the past, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then also guitarist Toya. Those are the three current three members. I believe all three of these guys, or both guitarists, were in. Well, no, Toya's kind of off on his own thing. Was off on his own thing in the past with some smaller bands. June, obviously, in addition to Spiv States, was in. I think he did some stuff with Kisaki. I know Jui, the vocalist, was involved with the Kisaki project. And then June was also the guitarist in Phantasmagoria, a guitarist. So as you can tell, I'm a little rusty on like my Gacha Raka lore. Had to consult notes there. But this band is epic. They kind of are a mixture of like some solid punk rock and some really fun, catchy pop rock. They go back and forth, and they're very talented. They have really great punk attitude, really great pop attitude as well. They are very pop punk, but it's just like, instead of what you think of when you think of pop punk, which is like this weird fusion of the two, like Panic at the Disco or something, it's more like pop and punk, or pop rock and punk rock, but like, yeah, very separate usually, but they're very, very enjoyable music. A lot of upbeat stuff, a lot of rocking stuff. It varies back and forth. Still a criminally underrated band. Also, by the way, I think it's hilarious that they're signed to Godchild Records, which is Asagi and Dee's record label, which has like, they have no symphonic elements usually whatsoever. So, so yeah, that's Gacha Raka. I just want to throw a quick plug out there. That's all I can really do for that at this point. Otherwise, we'll be here all night as I gush over Gacha Raka and catch up on their music and stuff like that. So, yeah. Next up is POIDOL. I'll check chat before I do POIDOL. All of this came out on the 9th, by the way. We're still on the 9th. Jeffrey, I will fight you over Spiv States. Yep, there it is. Yes, it was short-lived, as it should be. Too much pink hair, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that was it. I'm just teasing. But Gacha Raka is so good, I can't let you have Spiv States back, Delta. I'm sorry. C's Fixer. Yeah, we're gonna get to Fixer. Don't worry. I researched Fixer for this. I've been ignoring Fixer a lot, but I shouldn't. I decided not to do that anymore because we have. I had some time to go and check them back out again. So, yeah. So POIDOL, Goemon's third band. They're about a year. They're officially a year old at this point. Hey, did somebody have a birthday? We have a 1-year-old in the lineup now. So I believe POIDOL is a good 1 year old at this point, unless I'm off by a year and it's been 2 years and I've just time warped. I don't think so though. So it's their 4th single, Lips. When this hits streaming services, whenever it hits, I would say give it a couple weeks. I saw Delta dying in chat that it's not up on streaming services yet, even though it came out a few days ago. I'd give it a week or two. It should be up by then, and then we'll do a listening party. So I'm kind of holding off until then. I have watched the PV a couple times, and I like the song. The intro part of it, at the very beginning, I keep trying to think what band it, like, hardcore reminds me of. I want to say it's like, it's either Roy's or like older Roy's or older Kodomo Dragon or older Unite, one of those. But then it kicks in, with their pretty badass digital hardcore kind of well-produced sound. I'm sure this will be fun to listen to. Do a nice little listening party for. So but my sons, though, yeah. The cover for this is nice. Yeah, these are pretty cool covers. I can blow them up real quick. Yeah, very nice. It's a little weird to see them go from like the adorable kind of K band to, I guess he's gyrating very sexily or the vocalist is at least in this sexier song. We'll see how that pans out for them. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird. You gotta pick. You gotta have some frame game. You gotta, if you frame it like you're the adorable one, it's gonna be hard to turn into like the sexy guy. Are you dog in the PWO or are you Kami Joe? Come on, you gotta kind of pick one and stick with it, or otherwise you gotta slowly, subtly transition between the two. But yeah, good song, fun band. And I need to watch the PV a couple more times because I only had it in like the background. So while I was getting ready, I didn't want to spoil it for myself too much. Actually, I just wanted to hear the music for now, and the music is definitely on point. My son just likes to dance. Leave him alone. That is like the most millennial parent thing that's ever been uttered in this chat. Delta, my son likes to dance. Leave him alone. Tweet. That's funny. But I will leave your son alone. Don't take that out of context. I will leave your son alone, Jeff 2019. But yeah. I'm deeply and personally offended at you comparing him to Kami Joe. Okay, how about Acid Black Cherry? Okay, I'm trying to pick like a sexy pseudo-masculine kind of guy. That's the frame he's setting. Yes, I know Acid Black Cherry is like bipolar to his core, or bisexual to his core. That was not a Freudian slip. What was I gonna say? Fail. Jesus, fail. I'm gonna just like commit Sudoku now. But yeah, I know Acid Black Cherry is bisexual to his core, but like when he does like the sexier guy on girl PVs and stuff, he's striking a very specific like vibe that he's putting off, and you'll notice he's not like a cutesy guy usually, and neither is Kami Joe. Like he doesn't really do the cutesy thing. So we'll see how it goes, because POIDOL's kind of like in the in between of like, they're kind of like Roy's in that they're like very porcelain pretty boys, and then at the same time they're almost kind of adorable at the same time, to where you could call them sons, I guess. So there's like the there's the porcelain factor, there's the cuteness factor, and then if they're gonna like dance all sexy, then you're doing the more masculine sexy factor. Yeah. To think that this is what's being documented as me talking about on stream is, 3 years ago, I probably would have been like, wow, this is crazy. But I've at this point, I don't even give a fuck at this point. I'll spill all the male psychology secrets, especially now that I understand how a lot of these VK guys are and stuff. It's very relatable, actually, believe it or not. So, get you a son that can do both. Okay, all right, we're done here. That's okay. Anyways, moving on. We'll have another POIDOL power hour. It'll be fun. We got what? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just 3. Just 3. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a nice quick one. They're like power half hours at this point. So, Yasu can be. I'm okay with Yasu. Yasu can be cute and sexy though. Okay, I'll leave it up to you guys. You females. You guys are probably infinitely more in touch with it than I am. So, I'm never done. Okay. All right, let's move on to Fixer. Will that one actually be an hour though? I don't know. Will they put out more content than they have so far? I need an album or something, fam. Come on. There's only so much I can do with these new bands. Unless I have call-ins ready and you're just gonna call in and you can talk for a half hour about your sons. We could do that to fill out the back half of it. All right, this is all right. Before this goes off the rails, let's get over to Fixer real quick. So Fixer, by the way, with the look that Fixer's got, this is you can't even tell that this is a Starwave Records band. They've cleaned up quite nicely. Yes, the suits. Are they Kurofuku K now at this point? How do you say that? Kurofuku K. Kurofuku K. The suit K, in other words. But yeah, so they have a their second full album coming out. It's called Fixer 2. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Do I have... I'll just get it from their discography. Fancy Boys trademark. Oh god, apparently they've announced a best album too. Jesus Christ. Okay, but their second full album just came out. So they have a full album out now, and then on February, Jesus Christ, I gotta like... My goal is to like have like all the news stories for all the releases in the release article, like long term, as a VKH co-owner. That's like one of my goals. And then on top of that would be streams for almost everyone, every like, you know, significant one where there's outcry for. So I think I can pull it off for January. But my God, there's so much, and they keep tacking on announcements, all these bands. Guys, I don't think they're... nobody's, like, stepped off the gas since 2018. Like, 2019 is just going to be nuts. We really are living in the VK renaissance, I suppose. Anime voice. Yeah. The cover is badass. Yeah, they're both kind of badass, actually. Let's look at Fixer 2, Electric Boogaloo. Fixer 2, this time it's personal. Fixer 2, Attack of the Clones. Fixer 2... Shit. Fixer 2... uh, Fixer 2 Book of Secrets. Oh god. Yeah, I just like that they called it Fixer 2. So we don't have a PV out yet, I think, promoting this album. Fixer 2, the two Fixers. Oh wait, are these snakes on here? They look like snakes, you know, so... Fixer Gear Solid, the two snakes. Fixer 2, the Wrath of Khan, that one's better. That one fits better for sure. Super Fixer Bros 2. Yeah, this is cool. This is a cool, badass album. So I was listening to... so the single that last came out is Arbiter. I suppose I'll have to do a stream for Fixer at some point, because they're another band on Starwave that's kind of hung in there and is doing above average for the kind of stuff you expect off of Starwave bands, which is very like really small, usually gothic or dark music. Not always though, but mostly. And you know, kind of unpolished. You know, it's stuff like the Sound BHD. It's stuff that I kind of write off normally, or like, but that some people like. But I noticed a lot of the Starwave bands are definitely improving. So I'm not trying to be rude or anything. All these are just for, all of my thoughts are my opinions and not VKH's, and it's just for entertainment purposes only. We cover them regardless. Don't you worry. But I just bring that up because I think I'm noticing the Starwave bands are, they're gradually improving over time. Bless This Mess was phenomenal. They've unfortunately announced that they're disbanding, but Fixers hung in there. They seem to be getting more and more solid. So I checked in and skimmed through Arbiter, which was their last single, like I said, and it was definitely solid. The album preview for Fixer 2 sounds dope, and sounds like some good, nice hard sound. Good amount of variety. Would check out if it becomes available. It's on CD Japan. I'm just I'm kind of a stream boy right now, but yeah. So this is the ER's album cover, and that's their best album that's coming out in February. So yeah, look forward to that, Fixer fans. So Fixer's disbanding? Oh fuck. Well, did we report on this? We might have reported on this. This might have been a Shiro thing. Like Shiro might have gotten this one. I've been in Streamland the last few months, so I gotta see if this is gonna be a really funny news article I'm gonna write if we haven't put that out there yet. Nope. All right, so it's gonna be Fixer releases second full album, announces best album, and announces disbandment. Oh God. That's no good. That's no good. Oh, that's no good. That's really no good. Oof. 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 Oh, you know what? We may have reported on this. I'll have to go back and double check because it's from it's from end of September, right? That's what I'm seeing. So they've been around. They're really dragging out this disbandment, huh? They had music to put out. They wanted to get that music done. Good for them. Just kind of end it on a high note, I suppose. That can't be right, is it? 9:30. They'll disband in 2019. Okay, I see the vocalist left because of personal reasons. And I mean, they apologized for the sudden announcement, but at least they're they're wrapping their shit up, you know, like real men here. You know, they're not like disappearing on us all of a sudden. They're this is a lot of content for a band that's disbanding. Well, good for them, and I wish them all best of luck in the future. Yeah. I didn't even realize. Oh, awkward. Yeah. Well, like I said, we split the coverage here at VKH. That one has definitely not been on my plate, but I have been meaning to get around to Fixer and checking him out. But like, Bless This Mess disbanding, kind of like that hurt my heart. So I was just staying away from Starwave coverage for a little while personally. So just in case something like that happened again, I didn't want to, you know, fall in love with another band like potentially Fixer, and then that happened. So I don't know if Bless This Mess announced their disbandment afterwards though. So anyways, before you guys sort through the faulty logic in all that, let's move on. Look, I missed it. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, next up is Tensai on the 15th. I'm stoked about this. We're definitely doing a Tensai stream. I need to do my homework though. If you don't know Tensai, this is Tensai. They are, and I am quoting Lori from V-Star Promotions here. She's very much in touch with like the very local scene and all the sub scenes that are in the indie scenes right now. They are what is known as Tanuki-K, from what I understand. Oh, they don't have a discography. That's interesting. I pulled them up for the picture and just assumed. That's okay. That's why we have links. Let's see how much info CD Japan has on it. But for this one, I'm just throwing it out there that this exists. And it's coming out. I believe there's a PV up already for it. But I don't want to spoil anything for myself. I need to go back and check out the last few Tensai PVs because I have missed them. The Tanuki-K title comes from the fact that their subject matter covers gossip topics that you might find on the Japanese gossip board Tanuki. So they kind of started right around the time that I guess Reiten Ichigram no Gosan put out their PV for the remade version of Yukai Menhera Doll, which also kind of dealt with like scandalous, gossipy things like girls paying, like fangirls paying bandmen to date them. Tensai, that's their whole thing. It's like their whole thing is Tanuki. That's why it's called Tanuki-K. And other parodying stuff in the scene, parodying like silly genres and stuff. We love Tensai here at VKH. So just a heads up, we're gonna be diving into Tensai at some point this month for sure. So big Tensai mood. No info? Okay. I'll dig into it and write an article for it. We can sometimes get stuff out before if it's in Japanese we can get it translated and stuff. So I can do what I need to. No, go away. Not right now. I'll call back. I'm sorry. That was me getting irritated at my Mac, not my dad who was calling. I'm assuming that showed up on stream. Didn't want my Mac hooked up, or my phone hooked up to my Mac while streaming. Anyways, but yeah, that's what we did for Yeti and for for the Yeti mini album, for the track list, and for the Grimoire mini album and the track list, we just went and got those translated, dug up the information ourselves. That's what we're here for. So when we're able to pounce on it, we're able to pounce on it. But yeah, but it is up on CD Japan, so you can at least pre-order it. So if you just like blindly like Tensai, you can do that. By the way, if you guys just want to do us a favor without spending a dime on us, just by clicking on these links here, they help us out when you go to purchase something. So if you go to purchase something and it's on the list here, you click on it and it'll kick us a commission of what you're buying in the form of I don't know what you call them, CD Japan points or like yen or something, and we'll probably use that to pick up like obscure releases that are hard to get a hold of, or just use it to maybe use it for giveaways and stuff like that. So just throwing that out there. Let me see here. I just want to double check. Yeah, no info. Cool. All right. Anyways, I will dive into. I will take a deep dive into Tensai land, and come back with an article. So. Just toss that in my notes. Next up is Daisy Striper, as all their PVs open with, aka Daisy Stripper. Kiryu has a DVD that's coming out, by the way. Wait a minute. No way. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. If the tour's called Anjin Rikyu, isn't that? Oh no, that's just very close to. I'm sorry. I learned recently about what was it? Oh, I see. I learned about I read that in my head like Anjin Rikyu, and it read like Amshin Rikyo, which is an infamous Japanese cult and terrorist organization. So I was like, Jesus Christ, Kiryu, for a second. Anyway, I wouldn't put it past him. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, you'll see like Anjin Rikyu, and then like if you by comparison like read this in your head, Amshin Rikyo. I thought, my brain went there and I panicked for a second. Like Kiryu is they're a doomsday cult, so terrorism ensued. They did a lot of crazy shit. But yeah, sorry, got derailed for a second there. Jeff's scaring himself. Yeah, it's not good. I'm fine, don't worry. Daisy Stripper is putting out a best album. It's just called Fans Best Album. There's two versions, I think. I think this is the one that's got like the there's like a beginner one and a fan heavy one. Like so one's more lightweight and one's like chock full of tracks. Let's see. Album. No. Okay, I guess it's not in their discography. I was trying to find the thing where it like lists out both of them. I can just do it from CD Japan, but I don't know. These band websites usually have like a nice aesthetic in the way they present their stuff, so okay. Yeah. So beginner edition, expert edition. Let me guys know what you think about, if you have any thoughts on Daisy Stripper. They've been around for quite a while. Pretty popular indie band. Make some nice light rock, some hard rock. I dabble with them. You know, I listen to them on occasion. But let me see what they've been up to recently. I thought I had a... there's my link. Yeah. So I definitely need to go back and catch up. I'm not sure how much interest there is in Daisy Stripper, like for Daisy Stripper scene or stream or anything like that. So yeah, we don't have the track list, I guess, but Daisy Stripper brings 2 greatest hits albums simultaneously, includes songs selected from 137 songs and fan voting. Expert edition includes 30 tracks. Beginner edition does 15. So I will, we'll get an article out on this if, like for sure. That's a lot. Lots of compilation albums, man. Yeah, Fixer, Daisy Stripper, D had one last month, Dog in the PWO. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, so that's coming out the 16th. Vexant we can talk about briefly. Yeah, I saw someone already like with a frowny face about Vexant. Yeah, it's an album. It's called Chain. The PV itself, the PV track is it's very well shot. The look is toned down quite a bit. It kind of gives me a vibe of like how Zon looks, or how I saw someone mention in the comments that initial L, however you say it, the band that reformed from the members of Lycaon. They've kind of transitioned to look like this pseudo VK, pseudo J-rock kind of look, and the sound has kind of changed to this pseudo J-rock kind of generic anime opening kind of thing. I think this kind of has a lot to say. Hell yeah, they finally sound like themselves. Before it felt like they were trying to be like other bands. Amazing song. Read more. What might the read more say here on this comment? Well, let's take a look real quick. We want to wonder why this band is successful, and then we click read more. Edit. Also, they looking so soft. Let me hug them. So yeah, like Pretty Boys. Pretty Boy Band is Pretty Boy Band, and with knockoff music, and I don't think they're knocking off anyone in particular this time. Our Discord people, viewers and readers and everybody in our Discord has kind of went in on them quite hard in the past, and we've also talked about it on stream. Chat's been quite has called them out quite a bit. Lots of Gazette knockoff songs, which is whatever. Like if you're a Gazette fan, you're just used to it at this point. But they crossed a line with one of them where it was Gazette, but also Lynch, and people were like, "You don't knock off Lynch. That's a band that's hustling and trying to do, and is that's a lifelong underground band. You don't do that to the underground band. You do it with the band that makes all the money and like all that stuff, but you don't do it with the lifelong underground band. So yeah, I will say there's always an out, because believe it or not, this is how Rain started out pretty much. Was you know, they were very much a pretty boy band, and the music wasn't really ripping off anybody, I don't think. It was just kind of more just generic standard Visual K with a bit of a punk sound. I think from way back in the day, but like they really hustled, and like their sound is now starting to match their visuals, and Rain has like a really great visuals. So they're coming up with a really great sound. So for a band like Rain, for example, you know, if they can get their sound to match their aesthetic in quality, they might be become one of the best bands in the scene. Vexen has a long way to go in terms of getting the sound to match the quality of the look. And at the same time, I'm seeing the Tiger Stripes. I'm seeing like like Disrain or Yohio kind of. Like, we need some originality. I don't think it's too harsh anymore. Let's be real. So sounds more like J-Rock Ballad like than Visual K. Yeah, that was the comment I read. And then someone somewhere in here was just like, well, at least it sounds original. It's like, well, does it? So yeah, that's Vexen. Let's get off of that. What do you think, chat? Okay. I think this concept for Daisy Stripper, the concept of beginner and expert albums is neat. Yeah, I agree. Daisy Stripper isn't my thing, to be honest. I don't know anything about them except that they be like Daisy Stripper. The fact that you're saying this time, this is for Vexen, is a problem. They can piss off for ripping off Lynch. Yeah. If they took their influences and then did their own thing, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, they did that for the first two singles, I think, and the first single was amazing. Omega. I don't think it was ripping off anyone particularly at all. It just was just a really badass song. Okay, still on January 16th. The next one I wanted to talk about was the Sound BHD, another lifelong Starwave record. Or Starwave Records band. You know, this is another one we usually pass on. I say we, as in like me personally, and Winona sometimes personally, maybe. I'm not sure how Winona feels about them, but I personally pass on them. Very kind of indie, little, I don't know, like, okay, I don't know, like, I don't know, okay? Like, that's about where I'm at in terms of their look and their sound. I will say I went back and listened to this song, this PV, and as like, I don't know, like, as I am with that, like with the fucking, like the steer skull or the cow skull or whatever. I really I thought Endless Dead was a pretty decent song. They could have used some better mixing, some better production, but it's a good song. It's a good, like, slow, mournful ballad song. And then they have, what's coming out is a mini album called, mini album called Dead Silence. And I believe this is the PV. Yeah, this is the PV from it. It's called Dead Man's Walk. The look and the sound are much better. This is probably a familiar PV set to you. You can tell they're literally using both of the rooms. We've covered this building before. I think that's kind of funny that they're just doing both of the rooms at the same time. I just noticed that. You know, just two crossover rooms, no big deal. They just like took the wall down and they're just walking around. But I like his style here a lot more. I like the sound. The sound is becoming more refined, so have hope. It's good. It's decent. And their music's pretty widely available if you want to check it out. So I'm just throwing it out there. We'll get to them real quick, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about ASTI next, but let me, which will be January 22nd. But let's see, hard pass. Damn. They were at Katsucon one year. I was there, and my ears have never recovered. I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah. If I remember correctly, that was some, yeah, that was an interesting promotion, wasn't it? Let me pull it up, refresh my memory. Oh, you're talking about all the way back in 2013? Oh man, yeah. We've had a lot of cleanup in terms of, you know, quality of accents. Then I will just say that the sound is better. I get it, Lauren. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about ASTI. So I checked out ASTI today. ASTI. This is an interesting band. Very Oshari, very Kira Kira. They are not just exclusively, like, in this PV you're gonna see. It's very, like, this is you can. Anyone who's been in who's followed Visual K for more than a minute probably recognizes this set. A lot of bands use this set. I think the most like famous one was Kiryu with Etsu Toutsu for their PV, which is like their most viewed PV of all time and shit like that on YouTube. But and then the vocalists look, I'm getting like a Doubt vibe. So like you can see the visual inspiration they're taking from a lot of different stuff. The sound on this one, you know, you're hearing a little bit of Angura K in the background, obviously, but it's more of something like a Doubt style mixed with like a Six energy. And their previous PV was like Six kind of style PV and sound. But what I'm noticing is that they've taken a lot of like indie sounds. So I like Six, for example, or Sick 2, whatever you want to say. Doubt, light sounding Kiryu, Rave, definitely some Rave in there. I think that's like the main, like, so like the six, you know, pretty successful baby bands or borderline baby bands that are doing like Oshari K or Kira K, and they're noticeably improving on like the tightness of the sound in terms of like the production and the arrangement and the catchiness. At least that's been my impression. There's not a ton out, but I can put their YouTube channel in the live chat for you guys if you would like. If you want to check them out, maybe subscribe to them. If you're watching in the future, by the way, and you're not big on YouTube besides for us, the live chat plays either under the video if you're on mobile, or have like the video expanded on desktop, or it should just be to the right of the video, and it'll replay the live chat that's been going on that I've been reading off. So you see it on stream usually, but if I don't have the chat up, you can always read the chat there. So, but yeah, I would say check them out. They sound pretty solid. They're pretty good. That's all I have to say right now. It's pretty open and shut case. Pretty open and shut case of good Kira Oshari K kind of sound. So we'll see where this goes in the future. So yeah, that's that. Next up is the January 23rd. So okay, so here's more Goemon. Like this is the Goemon month. The Goemon bands are coming out the gate strong. So we talked about this earlier, but in earlier streams. But on the 23rd, Pentagon's coming at you hard with Culture Shock. So if you click on the link to this release here, for all the ones we have articles for, it will direct you to an article that gives you more details, and then links you to like where to pre-order, so you can get more info on the if you're interested in the purchase. Kind of weird looking album covers, right? The PV. Okay, first of all, quick shout out. They had a lyric video for this song here that they put out on December 25th. It's a nice, soft, catchy, upbeat, pleasant PV. I would recommend checking it out. Pentagon is not just about heaviness and punkness. They do some catchiness as well. And this was peak that. So, let me see if I have a name for it before I get ahead of myself. I'm trying to just do a quick aside so I don't like lose my place with culture shock. No, not the K-pop. Stop it. It's Goodbye off of Hanko Seimei, which was a single that came out February 2008. This is a B-side from there. So, anyway, first of all, this was the teaser spot that they put up. I'm totally here for this this animation. Like, I want this. Like, you can even like take off the Pentagon logo. I want this. I will buy that for my live streams. Maybe not for VKH Live, it's a little harsh, but I would absolutely use that like for my personal channel, my personal stuff when I kick that off. That shit is wild. I love it. Also, I'm noticing trap beats in the background in addition to like some pounding, hard rock or alt metal, whatever you want to call it. They do have an MV spot up. It is absolutely culture shock. It's living up to the name. It's a badass song. It's a badass chorus. They're nailing the chorus. I can't wait for this to come out. We are absolutely having a listening party. I've been on board with what Pentagon's been doing largely with their newer stuff since Wanderlust especially. I've been following this band since they were a session band, since they were Call Me. Since they were literally named Call Me, and then they, it was just 2 members, and then they gained 3 more and released their first their first album under the name Pentagon and called it Call Me. I've been following since day one, so they've had some stuff that I've been into, some stuff I wasn't into. Largely, I've just been totally here for them. For those of you who don't know, they were a big breakout success in Japan, particularly for a record label of Goemon's size. They definitely blew up. I believe they're still blowing up. I don't know if they've surpassed Arlequin in terms of like crowd size. I would have to check sales and stuff like that, but they caught up fast. They were catching up fast last I checked. But I loved Wanderlust. It was very fresh. It was their 3rd album. And then I loved, I was okay with Hanko Seimei, which came out early last year. I was totally here for Mantra, which was more experimentation on their part, where they take their dark fantasy concept and they mixed it with some ska punk. Now they're taking their dark fantasy styles and sounds and they're mixing it with culture, I guess. It's very almost Lady Gaga or like just post. I like think of like post alternative fashion for some reason. It's like the words that come to mind for that. So I can't wait for this. They paired it up with they may be dressed like they look like they're gonna do some indie pop or something like that, but they are coming hard with the sound. I'm totally here for it. The senpai of my sons. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird because I think of them as the what's the opposite of senpai? The The junior? Is it is it Kohai? Yeah. I think of them as the Kohai band because they followed in Arlequin's footsteps, you know, and brought like this zany dark fantasy meets punk personality to the formula that Arlequin had been trying initially, except steered it, you know, in a very different direction ultimately. So you get Arlequin, you get like some, you know, really consistent stuff, and Pentagon is like just doing all this wild, crazy experimentation. I'm down with both, but I love Pentagon for sure. So, yeah. So this might be the release of the month for me personally. Possibly. There's one other one that we're gonna get to next. So this is also on the 23rd. These are like literally possibly the two biggest releases, unless Arlequin, you count Arlequin, or I would say Caligari, but this is just another version of their another limited edition version of an album that's already come out. I don't know if we'd call it that, but if we count that. I just think in terms of impact or in terms of hype, it's going to be Pentagon for like our readers and viewers, and then overall it's going to be this guy. All right, so this is SYU. This is the guitarist of Galnerius, the lead guitarist. So if you've ever seen or heard Galnerius and you just get to the part where there's this guitarist, it always looks badass, he's a skinny guy with long hair, and then just starts shredding in ways that like make your mind just melt. That's SYU, or SYU. I would strongly recommend, highly endorse you check this out, because you check out his 2016 solo album, You Play Hard. I believe it's Hold Your Tongue is like probably my favorite track off of it. It's just him composing as many different badass sounding songs as possible and just completely setting himself up outside even what he's able to do in Galnerius to just be able to shred and do all kinds of like dope guitar tricks. And this guy, if you don't know SYU, if you haven't heard Galnerius, like this is God tier shit right here. This is arguably like one of the best active guitarists in Japan, if not the best. He's not arguably one of the best. He's definitely one of the best. This is like, we're talking like, this is beyond, I'm putting him beyond bands like Versailles or Jupiter. I put him a level above like Hizaki. Like I think a lot of the power metal VK guys actually really look up to Galnerius and specifically SYU. So I don't know specifically if Hizaki said that, but or Teru, but like this is like the god of that kind of power metal stuff. Does he have a YouTube? He should. He has Apple Music. I think he might have Spotify. Let's see. I'm not sure if he does. I think the easiest thing I can do is just give you his Twitter for now. Let me grab his Twitter, because I don't even know if his website is active, because I tried to go to it and I got a weird message. I didn't like bother clicking too far into it, but also, is he the boy named Sue? Sorry, bad joke. It's okay, bad jokes are allowed. Yeah, so this guy, like, ringing endorsement. Also, like, some of his best moments, I would say. I'll put this in the chat. Damn, we only got 2 people watching? Whatever, those are my 2 favorite people. Delta, it's Delta and Lauren, basically. I gotta go back and put some more big names. No, we got 4 people watching. Why is YouTube lying to me like that on the dashboard? I swear to God, YouTube like totally tanks in like on Saturday evenings. This has been very, very. I've been paying attention to it. It just gets weirder and weirder and slower and slower. Did I put, what was I doing? I put SYU, yeah, okay, I put his Twitter in, and then I was gonna do, okay, Gal, I'm not gonna play it. Angel of Salvation, the guitar solo in this, and and in Destiny, you'll see exactly what SYU's capable of. You'll also see it in that album. I love how all of this is just like a preface to what I'm about to get into. And it just turned into me like gushing about SYU. I am very biased. He is epic and dope. This is the guy that I use to show people. I used these PVs I showed them to my dad to explain to him, like, do you see what the draw is for the Japanese rock? It's like, if this level of skill and, you know, whatever it is, skill, creativity, talent, in this case it's skill and talent for sure. Don't you think like I would be listening to Western rock and metal if this was available? And he's just like was completely like, yeah, I get it, I definitely get it, wow, I get it. So this is the guy, this is the man. Anyways, why am I talking about this J-metal guy? Well, first of all, we do cover tons of J-rock and J-metal bands that are like VK adjacent. Galnerius is definitely one of those. Big influencer of various symphonic visual K bands, symphonic metal bands, because they're like the biggest Japanese symphonic metal band. But more specifically this time, SYU's new album that he's putting out for his solo project is called VKH. There will be 2 features of interest here. Dancho of No God is going to be on a track, and Sono of Matsunaru Opera is going to be on a track on VKH. Very interesting. No God, obviously 2 vocalists from power metal / symphonic metal influences. No God's more of the power metal side, I suppose, and Matsunaru Opera obviously more the symphonic metal side. Excellent representatives to pick, I think. I'd say it's ironic, both of those bands are kind of stalled out in terms of freshness with their music, I think, and we're waiting for them to kind of snap back into it. I should probably like check and see how they're both doing. But I really enjoyed. I went through phases where I just absolutely adored both No God and Matsunaru Opera's music. Like, album after album, just like it's great stuff. I'm excited because they're both quite talented vocalists. I'm excited to hear them sing along with SYU. It's dope. It's gonna be dope. So I really hope he puts this up on Apple Music. I might have to buy it if he doesn't, something. I'm just a big SYU fan, basically. I discovered his solo project. I mean, I discovered Galnerius, obviously, like a few years ago, I guess. Like, I actually got around to listening to them and then was like, oh, this is nice. And then I came back later and was like, oh, wait, oh my God, like the instrumentation, the guitar solos. And then I finally found SYU's solo project like last year, and I've been hooked. So I want more. Yeah, so good stuff. Okay, next up we have I'll skip over. Well, January 30th. Okay, I will. So Chanty's got a live DVD. Revive is a baby band. They've got a new single. All I'll say on them is they've got potential. It sounds like decent formula. A little rough around the edges in terms of the song, the music, and the PV, but it's like I said, it's a decent formula. We'll see if they can, one, like how much they can improve over time, and two, like their sound and like the quality of the mixing and stuff, and two, I guess, we'll see if they can differentiate themselves. I think compared to a band like Asti, Revive is starting a bit behind, or maybe Asti's just way ahead. So just throwing that out there. I don't want to get too into them until they have a little bit more, so Lauren's sold on SYU. Awesome. All right, last but not least, also coming out on the 30th, Arlequin's new single, which is called Razzle Dazzle. And it's a great, I said last time I talked about this, I said, it's like I really hope they don't squander a name like Razzle Dazzle, and I'll let you be the judge of if they've squandered the name. They have put out a PV, not a PV preview, actually, a single spot, and we'll do a listening party for it. I always have liked Arlequin. I've been very lenient with them, but every time I talk about them, it's like the same song every single time still, and we know what they're capable of from B-sides and from early EPs and stuff like that, and it's like, sometimes they try and mix it up a little bit, but it's been the same thing, which is like alt metal Roy's basically for the last many releases, and Razzle Dazzle seems to be more of that. I will say there's like a bit of almost like a prog rock feel to Razzle Dazzle, the title track, from the album preview. So that intrigued me, to see. Because they are good at the one thing they do over and over, but I guess as a result of that, they're able to kind of like make small subtle changes, every now and then that keep it fresh or interesting enough. But yeah, I don't know. These two B-sides were almost indistinguishable to me, and then this was a softer ballad. That's how that one stuck out to me, just because it was slower and softer. I don't know. Razzle Dazzle seems like it'll be interesting. It's just, I don't know. It's the same thing over and over. I don't want to be rude, but I just need. I need something more at this point, I think. Their last album was totally solid. All things considered, I guess. There's definitely some repetition, but it was a lot of the non-PV tracks are really fun. Some of them are heavy, some of them are interesting. Yeah, I guess it wasn't like amazing, but it was there. It was interesting. Yeah, it was fun. I definitely have personal picks off of their last album I still listen to. And I think some of their past releases have been interesting. Like I think they had one called Karma, and Makana Uso, from a couple years ago was was lighter, but it was very nice. And then at the same time, they came out with a heavy track. So they've done that with another single that was a heavy song. I believe it was called Kageboshi. It's never quite enough, I guess. They do it every now and then. They mix it up occasionally, but we'll see. So yeah, that's that. That would be all of the releases, that I had to, really highlight and go over. They're one of the three I'm not really into. LMAO says Delta in reference to Arlequin. Yeah, I feel you for sure. Yeah. Oh man, I'm kind of washed out in this, aren't I? I'm just not realizing that with the light. If I lean back too far. But yeah, I'll have this all fixed up shortly. Sorry about that, guys. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit like. It helps us, helps us out, helps us get the video out. And honestly, we're covering a lot of small bands, so the more eyes that get on it, the more indie bands get exposed to it. So if you like this, and if you have a comment to leave, if you're viewing this in the future, feel free to leave a comment, and helps boost these videos of these smaller bands. We got a few going pretty well on YouTube due to that kind of interaction, so it'd be cool to see more of that if you guys want, because I've got POIDOL and Tensai and ACME in here, and then I've got them in with SYU and Pentagon, and Arlequin is like cover to like help boost up the results a little bit. So here's some eyes. So yeah, hit like, share with your friends, all that stuff, and comment. So I guess we can wrap up with we can just go through some of the recent news as well that we reported on that's not particularly related or that's not strictly within the bounds of January. Let's see. So we have... So this is a bit of slightly older news I was catching up on, but Mana's bringing Moi Memotier to Anime Weekend Atlanta in 2019. It's his fashion brand. So get hyped for that. It's joining the roster. I just love that Rhubarb and Fake Star are just having a competition with themselves for like what can be the best. Which one of their cons will be like the best con for music performances this year, and it's just them versus themselves. How did you say it in Discord, Delta? It was like, what was it? Fake Star versus Fake Star competition, 2019 competition or something like that. That was funny. Yeah. Wish I was going to AWA. Stuff is so up in the air. Stuff is so up in the air for what I'm able to go to at this point. So we'll have to see. It's gonna be crazy one way or another. So Rhubarb versus Rhubarb competition 2019 remix. There it is. This was a press release I got. Speaking of Fake Star and Rhubarb, thank you, Rhubarb. We got a. First of all, wow, people are really interested in Shinya's solo project Seraph, because I threw this out there. I wasn't sure how people were feeling about it. It blew up on Facebook, so I know it's a Duran Gray member and it's a side project, but I wasn't sure. You never know, like exactly what the interest is. But so apparently Seraph has been announcing and promoting itself for a full year, and they will now be. Shinya will now be taking it on stage for the first time. Oh, is that why I'm washing out? Is it my dog tag? I just saw that glint. Well, let me just like get this off then, just in case. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so it's also a birthday event for Shinya. It's a Seraph Premium Showcase and Shinya 2019 birthday event. It's going on in Japan at this place called Mount Rainier Hall Shibuya Pleasure, which is a really funny name. You can check the article on our website for more details. he does have a single out on iTunes. I'm not sure. Let's see what the no, it's USA. So if you wanna cop his you know, his debut release, he put it out in 2017. I think that's all that's come out is Genesee. So yeah. Also, Galaxy Broad Shop international shipping is available. Also, February 24th, the performance date. That's my birthday, so that's kind of cool. Seraph is performing. So there's a lyric video for Genesee and a special clip that comes with this physical version. Seraph's a dope name for a solo project too. So there is also. Did I forget to put this in? Did I decide not to put this in is probably the better question. I think I might have just been like, oh, I'll leave this out. There's a Seraph teaser. That I should put in there if it's not in there. Yeah, no more late night news reporting. This isn't my. I'm trying to get myself. One of my New Year's resolutions is to get back into the article writing, because it has double benefit, both for VKH to help with news, obviously, and also to for my personal website, which yes, I keep talking about, and yes, it's the stuff still hasn't come out yet, but it's like you're just you wait and see, man. It's like you're gonna see VKH, like the content just stabilizes, especially from what's coming out from my end, and then you're just gonna see me shamelessly spamming my personal stuff after that. So have fun with that. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to pull it up and post it in chat so you guys can see it, because there's a funny comment in there because of the way it's orchestrated. The way the video is mixed, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. Yeah, just give me a second while I vamp. But yeah, guys, tell me in chat why or what is your what's your most anticipated release for January 2019, not 2018. No. Gotta stop saying 2018. No. I think for me it's gonna be Pentagon, the Pentagon Culture Shock single, and then also SYU from Galnarius, and I don't know what else would be. I mean, POIDOL. Looking forward to POIDOL, because POIDOL has had some dope B-sides. Some really dope B-sides, actually. Yeah, I guess those would be the main ones. And then Tensai, I don't even like compare to other bands, to be honest. Like, I really like, I just really love watching their PBs and laughing my ass off at them, which is like how you're supposed to, how Tensai is meant to be experienced. So, Okay, almost there. So it's like I don't even compare Tensai to other bands. I am injecting a PV into injecting. I'm embedding / injecting a little teaser video that Late Night Jeff either decided or forgot to include. Did it not? Did it not take? God damn it. All right, let me check chat real quick. The one you're most excited for already came out. Yeah, but we're still waiting for it. So, well, I was excited about Fixer, but now you got me on this SYU. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Both pretty cool though. All right, I'm sorry guys. Let me try this one more time. I don't know what just happened. All I'm trying to do, can I just update my website, please? Is that too much to ask? I love how it's like as the stream goes on and I notice the viewer count like decreases, I just gradually start turning it into VKH Live After Hours in terms of like rambling and shit like that. So that's always, that's just how I roll, I guess. You know? Yeah, let me see. God damn it. All right, if it doesn't take this time, I will just paste it in directly and we can check it out that way. I'm doing all this for a silly meme, basically, for a joke, for a funny joke, too. Not at Shini's expense, of course. I would never make fun of Shini. But maybe a little bit. Okay, now how are we looking? Can I update? Can I get an update? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Awesome. So yeah, there's a little official teaser for Seraph that I was given, and it's nice. It's pretty. Let's see. Maybe I can. Sorry, I'm being a bit of a. I like having those lines, fam. Oh no! No, what happened? I swear to Christ. Oh, this is not. We're not doing this in 2019. You don't understand. You don't understand. I can't talk about it, but you don't understand the level of like how we are tearing down the foundations of all things bullshit that we come across with content creation and promotion in the media and press and oh, you laugh it up now, you horrible code on the backside of this website, because we are going to we're going to bring a reformation of all these technologies this year. Just you wait. I can't fucking wait. Anyways, here we go. All I wanted to do was just try and hit enter and put a little extra line in there, and it deleted it for no reason. So, anyways, all right. So it's I won't it's nice and elegant, and there's strings, and there's a guy speaking in English with the Japanese accent, and he ends by going serif. And I think one of the top comments in here, because this came out about a year ago, is, and looks like Shinya went to the Yoshiki school for making promotional videos. But all jokes aside, very pretty aesthetic, very pretty music from what I've previewed, and yeah, it'd be cool to see more of him. We went over Texas. That's the song has been stuck in my head. Kizu announced a 6th single. We can check out their look real quick. Trust me, there will be a stream. Oh Lord, there will be a stream, of course. Kizu is a great example of like a newer band that the streams are they're doing a bit better. They're spreading more awareness. The last Kizu stream got about 100 views. Or broke 100 views, and it's still going, I think. So I'm doing my very best, guys, to like lift up all these bands. I'm gonna do one for Doubt. I think for Doubt, because their PVs are so unoptimized, and I know my little tech boy skills now, I might be able to optimize my stream for Doubt to go to the very top for if you search for Doubt, like D=out, or if you search for their kanji name and just call the stream like subscribe to Doubt stream, and even put it in Japanese as well, and just put all their links in there, because it's really hard to find their YouTube channel, but they have a YouTube channel with full PVs. And it would be good if they got more support, but it's just I don't think their channel is I don't think some of the behind the scenes stuff you have to do is set up too well. You got to put in work on YouTube channels, so to make it do well. But okay, but what the fuck is the drummer's look? That's every single one of his looks is what the fuck is the drummer's look. He is there to scare the living hell out of you. I've seen some shit, but that is beyond my comprehension. Yeah. Yeah, this shit's wild. Single's called Heisei. It's gonna come in 2 types, like their singles usually do. 3 tracks each, so you're gonna get it's probably gonna be like all the ones up through, besides Zero. And Zero, I think, was just an exception because Zero was used for a movie, like as an ending track for a movie or something like that. Like, I want to go to a hairdresser with this pick and be like, this is what I want, see what they say. I did that, actually, this fall. There's a nice hairdresser that I found it's called Saints and Scissors, or Scissors and Saints. And it's in Miami, but and Miami's very preppy and nightclubby, but it's all about alternative fashion. And that was when I had my short layered hair, and I haven't gone back for a haircut since yet. Because it's very expensive, and I'm trying to save a little bit of money, and also reconsidering like what I want to do with my hair, so I'm just letting it grow for the time being. But I showed them a picture of one of Arlequin's guitars, and he kind of came up with a compromise that worked best for me. And they're very savvy about hair that does well in the Florida humidity. So that's a thing. That's like, this kind of stuff would never fly down where I live, especially like anytime that's like not right now where we're having a cold snap for a week and a half. this shit always comes undone. So you need to have hairstyles that basically you can just have like semi-damp coming out of the shower, because you will never have fully dry hair. And the way this process goes, because I've also tried this with other hairdressers, because Miami just has a lot of fashion, so you can find people that try and pull this off pretty well. Because don't forget, Rubab said this in the past, a lot of this is imitating European styles and fashions in a very, kabuki influenced way, but like, there's a lot of European fashion in Miami, so you can find some cool hairdressers. I've done it before. I've traveled in and out over the years, and been into VK and VK style in and out over the years. So, but yeah, in order to do this, like this, I feel like this has to be a wig. I don't know. It looks a little wiggish. Then again, it just could be plastered. But like stuff like this, it's like super blow dry, super straighten, if not blow dry, and then like tons of hairspray. Especially this, tons of hairspray, tons of teasing. You have to have like a undercut. You have to have like layers. You have to have, and then 3 to 4 hours. And the point is that all the product and the way that that's all set up for that kind of almost wispy hair, it will fall apart in Florida humidity. So that was my random off tangent on that. But yeah. It's like Flock of Seagulls meets Look My, I cut my hair with kid safety scissors extensions. He puts Flock of Seagulls to shame. Hey, welcome, Gula. Why is the first thing you see the drummer? Because for Kizu, because we went through everything. We covered your sons, and all the other releases that have come out, are inbound, and are coming out this month. So, guys, check out Shiva. Shiva's highly underrated. Shiva's amazing. They're like a slightly darker. Rides in Rebellion is the closest comparison I could make, but they stand alone on their own. Very elegant, yet, a nice fluid sound. This is their new look now. They've announced a new, which is dope. This is like very different from what I've seen from them. So I want to see what this new single Mozu, or what the new mini album, which this is for, is going to be about. They had a single come out called Mozu last month. There is all their stuff is on Spotify. They have full PVs. They also have an English Facebook page. I'll plug this in the chat. So if you like Rides in Rebellion, you'll probably like Shiva. For anyone who's been around a while, so they did live stream their one-man show. So there's a recording of that. This is an English Facebook page. So yeah, definitely check out Shiva's English Facebook page. They also have a new mini album that is announced. It's coming out in June. It's called Shisoko ni Asobu. And then last but not least, in celebration of this English Facebook page launching, they had they went back and added English subtitles to this PV for their single prior to Mozu, which was called Phantom. It came out in the summer. So you got some nice English subtitles there. If this all seems kind of familiar, like, how Rides in Rebellion used to roll, and I'm sure they will roll again, that is because Lori and V-Star Promotion are doing a phenomenal job promoting them. So I totally wish her best of luck. Very happy with how well this article is actually doing. People are finally, I think, catching on that this is Crimson Shiva Reborn, or that this is just a dope band. But they've been around for a few years now, and they just make really good music. So, and they're really underrated, really underviewed at least. So, also, we got Sleepyhead announcing second EP, and also that they're making their US debut at TechGo 2019. Dear God, rest in peace her wallets from all these cons. But cool look, cool vibe. The Melt Beat vibe. The Melt. They have a teaser up for Melt Beat on their Sleepyhead has a teaser up for this Melt Beat EP. I think it's interesting. It's very it's using a lot of string instruments in the mix, but it's also still very bombastic and very very Tokyo / Harajuku EDM in the in like the very eclectic bass drops and stuff that you hear. But my joke was in Discord was that the first place my head went was Viva La Vida by Coldplay back in the day. So maybe he went and fixed that song for Coldplay. They might want to write him a thank you or something. Be like, thank you, Sleepyhead, very cool. You fixed our dumb song that got stuck in everyone's head and everyone did covers of when they were in high school on the piano. Or was that just me? Was I just a geek? Melt Beat seems lit. I'm dying that it's 4 songs though. That's good enough for an EP. I'm assuming Phase 2 is an intro track, but don't quote me on that. They're also doing. He's also doing a nationwide Japan tour, and partnering with $1 Million Orchestra, which is so obviously Sleepyhead is the solo project of Takeru, formerly the vocalist of Sug. For those of you who aren't aware, and more Monster. Otherwise, but $1 Million Orchestra was a fashion brand that they would put out certain like particularly dope Sug merch through, I believe, and they had their own fashion lines and stuff. But that's all run by Takeru, so that's who that is. If you're not, if you found Sleepyhead post Sug, well, wait, if you got into Takeru via Sleepyhead but not by Sug, this is who $1 Million Orchestra is and the significance of that. But it's a special edition that comes with a CD and a DVD with commentary and Bluetooth earbuds that have been designed by the by $1 Million Orchestra. I'm guessing I guess they're wired. They're wired ear. Well, no, they wouldn't be wired if they're Bluetooth. So then they're the wired one that's like you plug it in like you have it in your ears and then like it comes down around like your chin and then there's like a volume adjust. I'm not sure. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Don't quote me on that, Jeff. 2019. Yeah, that's me all of 2019. Literally, like, just fuck off. Don't quote me on that. That's just going to be me. Because I'm going to say all kinds of wild shit this year. We're going to get into all kinds of wild shit this year. I assume no responsibility. I give no apologies. I cast 0 fucks. So, yes. Fuck off. Don't quote me. That's me. That's me for 2019. If you want to modify it to that. Yeah, I think we're caught up now. I think that's Yeti details on mini album. That's all. That's kind of our live audience is woke on that. Is woke on most of these. So yeah, we're about caught up. So I've been cranking out articles. Shear's about to crank out a bunch of other news articles, and then I'm about to crank out a bunch more. And then crank out streams and crank out other catch-up stuff and also spend the rest of January like putting out content, dealing with the craziness of 2018, because we can't just move on from it. So once we get fully caught up, and you know we're all finally caught up on January, we're gonna keep looking back at 2018 because there's more stuff to go through, I think, guys. So. Put that entire thing in the list. I mean, if you want to transcribe it. We always woke. Yep. Woke K. That's VKH Live. All right, guys. I think that's about it for me for now. I'm going to hop off stream and maybe give it an hour to let me charge back up my computer, since between the microphone and the stream software, even though I'm plugged in, my battery goes down. So I gotta recharge in between streams until I am able to get a second power source, I guess. Long term this year, my goal, my resolution is to build a streaming PC, by the way. That requires, you know, getting a certain level of funding, not through VKH. This is be like my personal thing. So I'm setting aside money, saving up. We'll be doing that over the course of the year, and then I want to build it. I want to build like my own streaming PC, and you know, and it'll be Windows, and I'll get used to streaming on Windows. But like, that'll just be amazing. It'll be beautiful. Okay, guys. Well, yeah. So I will be charging for like maybe an hour, and then recharging my batteries as well, in terms of staying awake and catching up on stuff. And then I'm gonna do an after hours stream where we kind of hang out, and in that time period, I'm gonna try and see if I can set up call-ins, and we can just kind of hang out and shoot the shit for an after-hours stream, maybe around 11:30 or midnight-ish. So I'll just say midnight just to be safe, but I might go early if anyone's around. If nobody's around, that's fine. But I'll tag people in Discord. So if you're new, make sure you check out Discord, and link to that is in the description. Join our Discord, and I'll probably give some updates on the direction of the show, I think, and yeah, some other things for the regular viewers, for the viewers that like that really like us, for all y'all. So yeah, and everyone's welcome to join and just kind of hang out. After hours is just our chill after hour streams, a little bit more off topic, a little bit more chill, although this was pretty chill. I mean, it was chill in design. In practice, I may just generally have no chill at this point, but you get the point. So, I'm an owl fam. Gotta work in the morning, but oh well, # worth it. Yep, definitely. So, all right, guys, I will say we'll shoot for midnight. And in the meantime, peace out. I gotta stop saying peace out. What should my sign off be for 2019? Any ideas? I'll have to think about it. I was gonna go with I don't know. Don't forget to spay and neuter your dogs. Stay woke. Yeah. Stay woke's good. Stay woke. But don't go broke. Be like me. Don't be an NPC. What else? Brush your teeth. Make VK great again. Let's just go with make VK great again, because that was always a thing. So But yeah, peace out, guys. I will catch y'all later. Oh, I see. Okay, y'all want to make VK great again on a merch shirt, but just not every night on a sign off. Okay, all right, fine, fair enough, fair enough.